Welcome back. We did give you a little prelude just a moment ago. We're going to talk the fight game. We're going to talk the love game. We're going to talk what it takes to be a team. This morning we are joined by the incredible Luke Young Gun Michael, a two-time and current EFC middleweight champion of Africa, and his gorgeous wife Chelsea Joy Michael, operations manager at the Performance Institute, with a whole lot more thrown into that role as well. Together they have built a thriving MMA hub while giving back to their community. And I've seen firsthand the impacts in so many levels. So I love the fact that you are this little power couple just out there, just doing amazing things. So thank you for fitting us in to your schedule, because I would imagine even for you at this time, there's probably a training class going on somewhere. Someone is sweating. But Luke, I'm going to start with you, buddy. Current two-time EFC middleweight champion. I think when we had our first proper catch-up was in between those two belts.
Yeah.
And you were burning, man. You were hurting somewhere deep inside. How good does it feel to be the reigning champ again?
No, it feels amazing, man. Yeah, I think when we met, I won the belt the first time in 2022, and I suffered a knee injury, tore my ACL, came back to defend the title. Unfortunately, lost that fight, but then came back again and reclaimed it. So it's been quite a journey, you know, but I'm super grateful to be here. 2025, I'm going to defend my middleweight title.
I love it. And fighters do lose. Not that you're going to lose again in this stretch, but you are. But I think young fighters need to understand this. You might get knocked out. You
100%.
might get rocked. You might get put on your bum. You might get your belt taken away from you. And you've got to get back up. What did it take to get back up again?
It takes a lot, you know. But like you said, Graham, you know, in life, in general, in business, in personal life, I believe we all lose. We all face adversity. But it's how you rise. It's how you... how you get back the next day, you know, how you continue on the journey.
Completely. And Chelsea, it almost felt like when you guys got back up, you were like, we're not going to get back up to where we were. We're going to go somewhere else entirely. There was, if anything, maybe a bit of time to focus on other areas, the Institute, on building this, as I called it, MMA hub around you. How good does it feel being able to do this with your husband, having kind of a unified focus on the future? Very different roles in that space, but you guys are a power team.
Well, thanks so much for having us, Graham. Yeah, I think Luke and I both, we actually met through the MMA industry. So MMA has always been something that has tied us together. Yeah, when we had the opportunity after Luke's injury to open the Performance Institute, we really saw it as, okay, this is another area to make our mark, to keep us obviously busy, and also focusing forward on the next generation, which is a very big part of what we do, is the next generation.
And there's layers to this, because you would know as a fighter, you need a mentor, you need a coach, a fighter who's been in the ring that you can identify with.
Yes.
That's when you start believing. That's when you can actually start aligning that. But you also need other members of a community to be protected, to look after themselves, to be empowered. What I've seen you guys do when giving back to the communities, I mean, I sat in on one of your I'm going to call it a girl fight session.
Yeah, I remember that.
But there is something so magical about seeing the martial art represented like that. Why is it so important for you to give back like that, man?
You know, it's honestly, it's life-changing. When you see that lives are being changed, you know, when you see you having a positive impact on someone's life, and you see the energy lift up, you know, in that room, in that space, you know, I'm sure, like, most of them are fighting battles we didn't even know about.
For sure.
But when they come to our space and you can see the energy being lifted and changed, it's fulfillment for me as an athlete and as a man.
And I think that, for me, brings to bear the joy of the martial arts. Like, I went home and I started practicing leg kicks, because I was thinking, like, if you actually need this, because this is real life and people are going through real challenges out there, and it's hectic. To be a part of this energy of MMA at the moment, there is a new focus on it. I think probably the biggest that ever has been. When you know that you're a part of the South African DNA, how proud does that make you feel, and how proud are you of this man, looking at the journey he's had over the last couple of years?
I know, it's absolutely incredible. I'm not just saying this because he's my husband, but honestly, Luke's work ethic and drive is something that motivates me every day to stand up as a female in a male-dominated industry.
For sure.
But an industry that it's so exciting to see females entering into, and obviously on different areas of the sport. But yeah, watching Luke and also watching him rise up to, as I mentioned, the next generation. We have so much potential rising up in our gym, which is getting us really excited for letting Luke go into his next chapter and bringing these youngsters into theirs, because it's all about these steps that we take. Yes,
for sure. And I love that you've got that notion. All of the successful fighters, and I'm going to say this and I'll put my head on a block here, all of the successful fighters of today attribute their success to the woman at their side, the partner at their side. There is something magical that happens when you've got that level of support. What does Chelsea Joy mean to you in your journey, man?
No, she's everything. We've been through quite a ride together, 10 years, through the ups and downs, like we mentioned earlier. Exactly, the wins, the highest highs, the lowest lows. But we stayed consistent with each other, with our relationship, with our marriage, and we've always, even in adversity, we've always come back stronger. And in the highs, we celebrate, and then it's back to work. So yeah, I'm super grateful for you.
Who settles things? Who has the final say in an argument? How do you guys deal with conflict with this much energy in a couple, man?
We try to give a good balance,
yeah,
like 50-50.
I think Luke and I are both very big personalities. We're both very passionate personalities. So with that comes a lot of fireworks. So the good 100%. Is really good, the bad can be really bad. But I think something that Luke and I both try and keep first on the list is always our faith and then each other. And everything else falls beneath that. So if that order is there, then things work. We're human. Sometimes that order gets a bit shuffled around, but we reset, and we always, we try to prioritize the fact that none of this happens if we are not us.
100%, and authentically yourselves, and you give each other space to be able to do that. I love that.
It's true.
You want to know that your partner, if they love you that much, they must be upset. They must get that crazy.
If you're not arguing, these are probably issues.
Yeah.
100%. I love that. You've made my relationship sound great right now. I want the fire. I want the passion, because it proves that you are completely invested, and we can see what this investment is reaping right now. We're not going to let them go anywhere. Chelsea Joy and Luke Michael in the house, chatting love, yes, chatting a little bit of fight game. We might get into a bit of DDP and middleweight aspirations in a moment, but please share your love this morning. It is, after all, Valentine's Day.